What is up, wrestling fans? Welcome to another edition of the Smark Out Moment Smack Talk podcast. This is the January 2017 Mailbag edition, where we're going to be answering the questions that you guys submitted over the past couple of weeks or so. I'm your host, as always, Tony Mango, and joining me for this edition on the panel, we've got Kalen Ferris.
What's happening?
And Shaun Walker.
I got a question for the fans.
That's not
why are you so mean to me?
We do have a question later. Let's start getting into this. Just dive right into it. Why not? We're all ready to get this all ball started or whatever the fuck phrase it is. I'm tired. So,
what you want to do with my balls? What?
Yeah, sure. Let's just do that one too. Why not? Sent in from Bobby Lesnar G86. He says, "Who is your favorite Royal Rumble winner?" I could have interpreted this in two different ways, so I wrote down two answers. If you're going with who is your favorite person to ever win a Royal Rumble, then I'm going to go with Shawn Michaels, because I always talk about Shawn Michaels being my favorite. But as far as like the actual win itself, I'd have to go with, at the time, Austin in 98 or Undertaker in 2007.
That's what I was going to go with. Undertaker in 2007. It was him and Shawn Michaels at the end, right?
Yep. And then Randy Orton and Edge were the other two of the final four.
Yeah. So that was a good one. And Taker entered 30 too, which I believe that was the first time anybody had actually entered at 30 and won.
Mm-hmm.
So that was cool. That was cool to see. That was kind of when he was on his way out of being in the regular rotation, as far as regular roster, and just being a part-timer.
And then the next year after that, they did another number 31.
Yeah. Cena, right? Yeah. So I would say that one at the time, even though it's kind of tainted now, looking back in retrospect, at the time, I loved it when Benoit won, but that's kind of been sullied with history.
Speaking of the Cena one, that was when I was really starting to get back into wrestling and stuff like that. And at the time I knew like the hatred sort of for Cena, and I felt some of it because I was like, oh, I can see why people don't like this guy and everything after being like a solid year of getting into wrestling again. And when he came out, though, I was still just like, oh my God, it's John Cena. And I was like, this is great.
You sad fuck.
And he had that pose, just, it's me.
Yeah, I'm winning this in 35 seconds. Mm-hmm. What about you, Shaun?
It's all about Vincent Kennedy McMahon, people.
Oh, that was the worst one.
Exactly, that's what I've gone with it. I'm not giving the fans what they want. I'll give you my favorite runner-up, which is Santino Marella. God damn it, you should have beat Del Rio.
I think we're all in agreement about that.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, man. If that would have happened, it would have been so much better. Who cares what the match would have ended up being?
I just realized Chris Jericho's never won the Rumble.
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
2017 confirmed. Chris Jericho's winning it.
A couple weeks ago, I was so on board with Jericho being the winner, and now I think it's a guarantee that it's going to be The Undertaker.
See, I don't know. I've been hearing rumors, so I don't know. The dirt sheets are saying that it's not. I was hoping, I know we'll probably get into this later. I was hoping it was going to be Taker Cena, but I've heard rumors that it's not going to be, so I don't know.
I'm thinking Taker versus Styles for the title at WrestleMania. Joe interferes while we're getting into the predictions for next week.
Yeah.
Dirt sheet says it's going to be a Raw guy that's going to win it.
Well, that's what I assume, because they're doing the Elimination Chamber.
Well, it's for the title, though.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they're not going to do that number one contender thing.
Well, that's why I don't think they're going to they're not going to change the champion that close to WrestleMania, I don't think.
Yeah.
If they're going to change it, they're going to change it at Rumble. But
yeah, I think that we're getting way ahead of ourselves. We got Wednesday to take care of this kind of stuff. Although I've written about like 30 articles this month about who I think is going to end up winning, so everybody knows my opinions by now. Let's go to Wolf Jones. Question number 1 from him on that side of things. Now that we are in the middle of January, have you guys stuck to your New Year's resolutions? And if so, what are they? I don't have any. I never really have any because I kind of look at it as like, if you want to lose weight and you do the New Year's resolution to lose weight, you tend not to stick to it. How about you just start when you want to do it, But I guess if I have any New Year's resolution, it's always just like be a better person because I do that anytime. And sure, I'm sticking to that. I'm not a jerk. Or, well,
yeah,
kind of am, but
Yeah, pretty much the same thing. To be more thoughtful and just the average. It's not really a New Year's resolution, but just the general goal of mine to lose a little bit of weight, gain some muscle, just be in better shape overall. But
You
other
should
than
buy
that,
clams instead.
Yes. Other than that, I didn't really set any resolutions like, oh, it's January 1st, have to do X, Y, and Z, because I know that never really works.
Shaun, do you have like a New Year's resolution to learn English or something?
Learn English? What the fuck you want about? Learn English? I know English. English is my first language. No. Probably watch less Riley Reid. I assume. Probably.
Watch what?
Watch less Riley Reid.
What's Riley Reid?
You know what Riley Reid is. Yeah. She's a sexy lady.
I'm assuming it's a porn star now.
Yeah.
At first, I thought it was like some kind of like Jerry Springer or something, but
no. She's a sexy lady. Very sexy.
All right, now I'm Googling. Let's see. Riley Reid. All right, I spelled that wrong, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's not bad looking at all. All right.
She in? No. She got a back tat, though, which kind of ruins it.
The tramp stamp?
No, it's like full-on Chinese letters going down her spine.
She's got the Brock Lesnar skull on her back.
That would be amazing.
She does the same warm-up little jog.
Jumps up on the bed.
Suplex City.
She can jump on my bed.
Hew.
I was going to say hi-oh. Now we need somebody to do the other vowels. Ho. Hacksaw can do that one. Question 2 from Wolf Jones. Do you guys have any advice on how to gain confidence? Are you afraid of what people think of you? Terrified.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, I mean, everybody, I think, to a certain extent, is afraid of what people think of them, but it depends on the situation. If somebody has no value to you, then you tend not to give a shit. Like, if you're passing by a homeless person or whatever, and they're yelling at you, and they're clearly insane, you're not going to start taking their stuff by heart. But if you go with, like, your crush tells you you're ugly, it's going to hit you a lot harder. Or if your boss says you're a complete incompetent asshole, it's going to measure a lot more than some person working at McDonald's, or you know what I mean? Like, it all sort of depends. But I gotta say, like, at least from my perspective, when it comes to trying to build confidence, it seems like you either have it or you don't. And the only way that you can do, like, the nature versus nurture of it, the nurture side, if you want to build confidence, you need to be in situations that give you confidence building tools. So, like, if you are, you're real shy and you don't really have a whole lot of things that are giving you a lot of confidence, try to figure out the things that you're good at and surround yourself in environments that's where you can excel, because then people tend to boost your confidence because they talk about how good you are, Then you start taking risks more because you got a little bit more confidence, and the more risks that you take, it's kind of like a snowball effect. You start doing more things that you can end up doing good at, and then, that kind of a thing. Like, when I was in high school, I did the plays, and that was something that I was like, I found out that I was pretty good at. I could get up on stage, and I was like comfortable with that kind of stuff. And then, this sounds really mean to say, but it's the truth. It was like, I was kind of like the most normal, I guess you could say, of the bunch. Like, there was like the typical like theater geeks. So then they looked at me as like, well, he was not one of them. And then it was like, they kind of boosted my confidence like that. And then that gave me more confidence to go forward and that kind of stuff. So if you're looking for like ways to boost your confidence, figure out what you're good at, start doing that a little bit more,
No, that's good advice. I'd also like to say that there is some truth, I believe, in the adage, fake it until you make it.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's what I did a lot earlier, as I was growing up, because I was not very confident at all. But the key is to fake it the right way. You want to come off as confident, but most people tend to come off as cocky or arrogant. That doesn't work. That makes you look like an asshole.
Right.
So you can sort of put on an air of confidence without coming off like you're a know-it-all and a dickhead. So it's a fine line. And then as far as what people think of me, for the most part, not really. There's a few people whose opinions I really take to heart, but for the most part, if you're not one of those people, I just let it slide off. I don't care.
And if all else fails, there's always alcohol.
Yeah,
Well,
liquid
sometimes,
confidence.
I mean, I'm somebody who doesn't drink at all, and I don't condone it a whole lot in a lot of different situations, but sometimes that's how you are better off faking it until you make it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You know, get yourself drunk a little bit, and then you lower your inhibitions, and then suddenly you're a little bit more of a social person, and then, you know.
Me in a bar, I am the most popular guy in that fucking place, right? Me in the gym, I can't talk 2 words to the hottest girl in the room. I'm like, blah, 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 blah.
Not even excuse me when you're walking by?
No. There was this hot girl waiting at the water fountain filling a drink up, and I was stood there for like about 10 minutes. She was talking to a friend, and she was like, "Oh, I'm sorry." I was like, "Blah, blah, blah, that's fine." I had like the major stroke or something. It was so awkward, and
You do realize that she's a person, right? And you could talk to her as a person.
Yeah, but she was a 10. All right, she was like,
yeah. So
she's like
that actually
racial.
that brings up another thing too, though. If you're intimidated by specific people, try to belittle them in your brain before you talk to them. Sort of like, if you're
not really belittle them, but humanize them, I would say. Don't put them on this pedestal where, oh my God, she's beautiful. She's an angel. She would never talk to me. She's just a fucking person. She might be cool. She might be a jerk. You don't know.
See, I'd go so far as to say belittle, because then you feel above them. Like, I am so much better talking to somebody if I think that I'm smarter than them, or if I think that I'm, like, cooler than them, or funnier than they are, or whatever like that. If you put me in a room with people that I feel like I'm the beta, then I get real self-conscious. And if you put me in a room where I'm the fucking alpha, then I'm just the shit.
See, I'm kind of the opposite. If I'm the smartest or most dominant person in the room, I'm bored. I like that challenge of something to aspire to. If somebody else, if I'm talking to friends and I learn that they know something more about me in a subject, I'm happy to discuss it with them, and I can learn something. I can better myself. But if I'm the one always sort of, dominating conversations or relationships, then I just get bored with that.
This is where I turn into a shrink against myself. I get the opposite. I'm not bored if I feel above everybody else, because then I start like manipulating situations. And then I have fun, like, fucking with people and everything. So it's like...
So you're admitting you're a sociopath?
Yeah.
Like,
if anybody watches It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, I agree with Dennis quite a bit, and that kind of says a lot.
I probably identify with him closer than any of them.
The Dennis system is amazing. And I rewatched the clip the other day with the implication, and I was just like, "That's really good." Like, it's horrible, but it's real good. Shaun, you got to check out that show sometime. You'd fucking love it.
And about what people think of me, there's a song that I want Seth Rollins to be my dude lover or some shit somewhere on YouTube. I really don't give a fuck what people think about me. As long as I can laugh at myself, I don't give a fuck.
That's a good way to put it. And if you have any issues with Shaun wanting Seth Rollins to be his lover, then you can call him at the number that he put up on the other day.
Oh yeah, I had to leave WhatsApp because of that. I had some weirdos.
Yeah, the one that you were showing me the message from. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
If that was you, leave a comment below.
Give out your phone number on a public podcast, and you get some weirdos calling you.
I know, man. I would have thunk it, right?
Never would have guessed.
See, that's why I don't let anybody know that my number is 4. Fuck.
You were one of the early adopters.
Yeah. Well, it's before you had to dial 1 beforehand, so now it's 1-4. Let's go to Silo to Doom's questions. Number 1, blonde, brunette, or redhead? I'm going to do you one step further. Silo to Doom. Brunette, then dirty blonde, then auburn, and then true redhead. Then I guess you should throw in strawberry blonde, but no, I don't really like that all that much. And then you start getting into the weird fucking colors, and then you get into the chicks that have like half their heads bald. The hell with that. No, that's just the... Brunette's number 1 to me. Dirty blonde's very, very close number 2, then blonde. And then we start getting into the redhead stuff. I'm not a big redhead fan. overall. But you give me a knockout with red hair, I'm not going to be like, ew, red hair. It's just hair. What about you guys?
I would say it really depends on the person, but generally, brunettes are the best. Those are the ones that I like best. So by far, brunette, and then the others are somewhere below, depending on who they are.
I would say brunette first, blonde second. It depends on the shade of red. If it's like red, like dyed red, then I'm fine with it. If it's ginger, then no, keep gingers away from me. Yeah, although pink is my preference, though. If you got pink hair, you're my waifu for life.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah.
I don't think I've ever come across somebody with pink hair that I've ever been like, oh man, my hair. Although Sasha Banks has pink hair. That's fake as fuck, but I would think every pink hair would be
Yeah,
fake.
I was going to say, really?
Nobody's just like, nah, I was born in Nevada of Nesquik or something.
There's this hot bird that works in my local game shop. She's got pink hair. Well, it varies from week to week, but at the moment it's pink. And she's got this Navi the Fairy from Zelda tattooed just above her right breast. It's so good.
No idea what that is. Isn't Navi the thing from Avatar?
Hey, listen.
Hey, listen.
What am I listening
If I can't give any more than that, you wouldn't know.
Yeah, from Ocarina of Time, anyways. But yeah, she's amazing, and I every time she asks me what do I want, I was like, your phone number, She's like, oh, do you want to pre-order anything?
She's like 4.
I'll pre-order your number. And she's like, oh, I'm not giving that out today, sorry. So I'm like, oh well, always next week.
I'll try the same line next week.
Yeah, I've done it every other week since she's been working there.
Oh boy, you gotta come up with a different approach, man.
Nah, man, it's working.
What if she just one day tells you her number? Will you just be like, oh fuck, okay?
I'd be like fucking amazed. If she ever goes missing, then I'm the number one suspect. I'm telling you that.
That's something to aspire to. Question 2. Speaking of which, who hurt Shaun to make him start hating women recently? I don't know if Shaun is going to be around, but I expect everyone to throw in their own theories. Recently? What I wrote up on the website was Shaun needs Will Smith to give him some love life advice.
No, it was Silent Wind of Doom's mum. She just came at me with a banana. Very rough.
Everybody knows grapefruit's how you get to somebody.
But no, in reality, what happened was I fell for a bird, and we started dating for like 3 months. I thought it was going somewhere. She had other ideas, and she canned it. And yeah, women are cunts.
Jesus Christ.
Never fall for a bird. That's all I can say. All right.
So you're only onto the trannies on Tinder now, right?
Yeah. Or just use them like tissue paper. There you go. Happy days.
Well, at least with those, if you ask them for their number, they're probably going to give them to you, right?
That's true.
I do have a transsexual girl's number on my phone because I did accidentally swipe right this one time. And I gotta say, she is pretty fucking mint.
What's her name?
His or her name.
Sam.
I think it's
Chris.
Jamie.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's a.
What is it? Chris and what was the name of the fucking
Pat?
Pat. Yeah, it's Pat. That fucking thing was gross. And like a man and a woman play that character a couple different times. That was just talk about being ahead of your time, really. Weird SNL sketch. Should never been a movie. Goddamn. Most of them shouldn't have been.
Oh yeah.
It is Jamie. I'm gonna take a screenshot of this right and I'll send it to you guys. Right?
All right, live on the air. Boy. Let's see what this ends up being. Send that over on Facebook.
It's gonna be one of those. It's gonna be on Facebook. Would I or wouldn't I on Facebook? Okay.
Send. Right. I sent one to Tony, and I'll send it to you now, Keelan. Oh, I gotta find you. There you are, Mr. Keelan.
All right. What do we got? What do we got?
Let's see. All right. You know what? If I didn't know, I would know.
Let's see. Yeah. Not bad. Could be worse.
My Tinder habits tend to be I swipe right no matter who it is, and then I just delete people if I match up with ugly people. So I probably would have matched up and then just been like, huh? And then read the profile. Nah.
That's what I normally do. It's like I keep swiping right all the time, and then when I match, I normally look, and then I like, I'll leave it because it makes me look good when my mates are around. They're like, oh, I was going with your Tinder. I'll show them, like, I'll go all these matches, like, and then normally I delete them if they don't send me a message. Like after a couple of days, but she sent me a message, so I was like, oh, I'll send you a message, and I never read a profile, so I was like, all right, let's go in something, and then I read the profile. I was like, shit. After I gave her my number, I was like, "Oh, do you ever want to go to coffee from any time? Just my number. Send me a text." Like, I sent a text saying, "Oh yeah, let's go for coffee sometime." We haven't gone for coffee.
So you got to check the profile because one of the first things I look for is whether or not it says like mother of 3 or something, and then it's like, no.
But at least this bird has had all the bits removed. So
the bits.
Yeah, bits. Yep.
Yeah, bit. What's the next question we were on? Let's see. We had the discussion about best heels a couple months back, but we mostly talked about authority figures. Who's the best heel wrestler? Flair, DiBiase, Helmsley, Hogan? I gotta put DiBiase probably at number 1. Flair and Triple H are fantastic. They're definitely up in there. Iron Sheik is fantastic. JBL was great. Piper was awesome. I'd make an argument that Hulk Hogan is not in the top 5. But I'd probably go DiBiase. I mean, that dude...
Yeah.
I think, because I'm apparently a sociopath, but I fucking love the whole thing where he kicks the ball away from the kid.
Yeah.
Like, that's such pure heel heat. It's just like, let's promise a kid something and then take it away at the last second. It's like Mr. Burns level stuff, you know?
When I saw these questions earlier, I wasn't sure if we were talking about the roster today or all time, so I have lists for both. If we're talking all time, yeah, I gotta say $1 Million Man, Triple H, and Piper are probably my top 3. If we're talking today, I'd have to probably put Miz number 1 and Jericho number 2. Although Jericho, it's hard to classify him as a heel because people love what he does. People love to root for him, whereas Miz is pretty much just pure heel. So they're different kinds of heels. Jericho's more of a lovable heel, but Miz is the number 1 today, I would say.
Yeah, I'd probably go Miz number 1 right now too.
But all time, I got to go with $1 Million Man.
Number 1 today, The Miz. Number 1 of all time, Chris Benoit.
Yeah, if you want to go with non-kayfabe, then
yeah.
You want to throw out storylines, there's a lot of heels that you wouldn't really think of. Let's, what are we on? Blah, 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 blah. We are on favorite band and favorite solo artist. I don't have any.
What?
I don't like bands or musicians.
I don't like bands.
Yeah, quite literally, if you click on my music, I've got, I think, like 4,200 songs in my collection, and nothing is sorted by artist. It's all, like, completely random things. Like, I'll like a particular song, and I might not even know who does the song. I'll look it up, I'll go through every other song in their collection, and I won't like a single other one. Like, there's some that, like, I like maybe about, like, 10 Coldplay songs. I like maybe about 10 One Republic songs. I like a lot of, like, John Williams score and Hans Zimmer music and whatever like that, but I don't have any kind of connection to anything. Like, some people are... My ex really, really loved Lady Gaga, and, like, she dressed up as her for Halloween one time and whatever, and I'm like, I don't know who's in the bands that do the music that I like particular songs for. So if you showed me what, like, oh God, I don't even know. Like, I don't know what Steve Jablonsky looks like, but I have quite a bit of Steve Jablonsky music. He could be a balding white guy in his 40s. He could be a 20-year-old black guy. He could be, I'm assuming, not a woman with the name Steven, but I don't know. I just have no connection. If somebody does a song and they are a person that I don't like I don't like Rihanna. I think that she's annoying. But if she did a good song, I'd be like, oh, okay, cool. Like, I don't like bands. That's why I've never been to a concert.
Wow, that's weird. That's so weird to me.
Yeah,
I've been to
it's weird me
hundreds.
as well.
Yeah,
never
I
been to
fully
a
admit
concert.
I'm on the weird side of this. Weird Al would be one of the only ones that I would want to see because Weird Al is like awesome. So I guess maybe I could say that, but it's not like Weird Al's my favorite artist. Like, it's just like, hey, Weird Al's kind of funny. He's got some good tunes, but yeah.
Huh.
Not gonna buy any band shirts. Not gonna be like, if somebody, your dating profile is like, well, what bands are you into? I'll be like, I don't know, just put shit on shuffle, and you're gonna hear the most random ass stuff with mine. You're gonna go from Killing Me Softly from the Fugees to that I'm into nuggets, y'all commercial and shit. Like,
All right, you next, Shaun.
I'll go next. Why not? I'll just list off my top 5 that I normally listen to. Coldplay, Red Hot Chili Peppers, Linkin Park, 21 Pilots, and Nickelback.
I think I have at least one song from every single one of those.
Even then, it varies. Like sometimes I listen to Guns N' Roses, Metallica. I like the Beatles.
I'm not a fan of the Beatles.
Solo artists. Oh, fucking hell.
Fucking hell.
Who's good?
I've never heard anything from fucking hell.
Ed Sheeran, I suppose. He's pretty good.
Is that the dude that did the song from that one Hobbit movie?
I have no idea.
I See Fire.
Fuck if I know. So he sang Lego House.
I don't know what that one is either. If he's the one that did I See Fire, I like I See Fire, but I don't know anything else he's ever done.
Who's hot? I like looking at Fifth Harmony, if that counts.
They're the ones that did WrestleMania, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I like looking at their British counterpart, which is Little Mix.
I like Fifth Avenue better. I'm hungry.
Justin Bieber's got okay stuff nowadays.
I'll admit I've got like 2 of his songs. I think I have 2 of Selena Gomez too. That's the one that used to date, right?
Me and the ex-girlfriend were supposed to have gone and seen Blink-182 in July.
They're still around?
Still got tickets for that. Yeah, they're still around. They've got a new album out. It's pretty good.
What's their age again? 48.
Sum 41 is pretty good. They got a new album out. Good Charlotte got a new album out. Linkin Park is having a new album out. Offspring are working on a new album.
Jesus Christ. Offspring. I haven't heard that name in a while.
Mm-hmm.
They've been working on an album for 7 years now. It's
pretty fly for a white guys in my collection.
Going to be pretty baller. And yeah, I think that's about it. The music for me.
Well, Shaun mentioned the Beatles. That's one of my favorites. But my number one favorite group of all time is They Might Be Giants. Love They Might Be Giants. Doesn't matter if you've heard of them. They're good. It's like, I guess, nerd rock. And they've been around since the 80s. I've seen them in concert 20 times. I've met them. I have dozens of T-shirts. Good stuff. Good stuff. I love They Might Be Giants.
Istanbul's the only song of theirs that I have.
Yeah, they do that one. Let's see. As far as solo artists, I was trying to come up with one. You mentioned Weird Al. I do like Weird Al a lot. Not my top favorite, though. Really like Regina Spektor a lot. For my top favorite solo artist, I'd probably have to go with David Bowie.
I don't think I have any Bowie. And I don't think I've ever heard of...
That's a cop-out because he died.
I liked him before he died.
Let's see. Nope, no Bowie. And Regina Spektor. Nope. The only thing that comes up when I search for Regina is Regina Bell's version of A Whole New World. Which is an amazing song.
I forgot about Michael Jackson. I got a lot of Michael Jackson.
I think everybody probably has some Michael Jackson in their stuff,
Regina Spektor does the theme for Orange is the New Black.
Never seen it.
All right. I know you watch TV and shit, so I don't know.
Orange is the New Black is the most overrated piece of shit I've ever seen on television.
I watched the first episode, and that was it.
Have you seen The Walking Dead?
I have watched the first 2 episodes and then stopped watching.
I watched the first 3 seasons of The Walking Dead, read the comic books, and I was like, you know what? The comic books are so much better than the fucking TV series. And for the starters,
of that, and I was like, fuck
for starters, Dale gets laid by Andrea in the comic books, which is pretty fucking good on Dale. In the fucking TV show, he he gets shot.
That's not nearly as good.
I'm just having a look at my music playlist now at the moment. Just seeing what my most played is.
If I put mine on shuffle, let me see what I end up getting. It'll probably end up being something like that Diet Coke commercial that used to be on before the Batman VHS tape. I know that that's one of them that I have in my collection because it's so good. Just, the gentleman will be coming here. The black car will be quite hard to miss just for the taste of it. Diet Coke. Got a lot of weird shit like that.
Copyright infringement.
If I get a copyright infringement for that, I'll just be like, yeah, okay, fine. But again, apparently if I do movie trailer reactions every single time I do that, I'm going to get one. Just had that one up for Power Rangers, which, by the way, Power Rangers theme, fucking amazing. I love Power Rangers. It's such a good song.
Power Rangers, the actual new movie, sucks dick. Anybody who sees that isn't a fan of the fucking original Power Rangers, and I don't give a fuck.
Opening night.
It's not even out yet. How do you know, Shaun?
Because I've seen the trailers, and Alpha 5 looks like a fucking tranny.
Well, shouldn't you swipe right then?
Yeah.
And Zordon is in the fucking war. What the fuck's all that about? And Billy finds the fucking power morphers, and Rita's hot. It makes no fucking sense. All right. Jason kisses Kim. No.
Maybe.
South Hollywood.
All right. So I went from a Drake song, which was, pretty obvious which Drake song that was going to end up being. Ellie Goulding, something called Daz Band. I don't know what that is.
Don't like it.
Yeah. Let It Whip.
Yeah, Let It Whip. Immediate Music, which is like a production house kind of a thing that you're technically not supposed to own, but fuck it, I steal things all the time. Then we got Mozart, Two Steps from Hell, Halsey, M83 from Oblivion, James Newton Howard's score from Unbreakable. Then we got the Man of Steel score, a Lady Gaga song, Goodwill and Hook and Sling. I'm assuming that that's some kind of hip hop thing. CFO Money, the AJ Styles theme. So I'm all over the fucking place. Capital Cities, Celine Dion, My Heart Will Go On. Amazing song. Massive Attack. X-Ray Dog, Trent Robertson from GoldenEye. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of things here. So I'm all over the place, which means that I have no loyalty to a specific type of music or anything except for fuck country, because it's all terrible.
So no, I like all kinds of different genres too, but I have certain genres that I gravitate towards. I love old. I'm a sucker for pop music, but especially 60s pop music.
I thought you were going to say big band.
No, not big. Big band's all right. I played a lot. Played a lot in the school bands, but no, 60s pop is probably my favorite. The British
Things
Invasion.
That you'd hear at a box social.
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
I just gone through my entire library, and the only single artist I got on there is Lucas Graham.
Never heard of him.
Once I was 7 years old, Mama told me go.
Oh God, that song's amazing.
That dude.
That's how it sounds. It's terrible.
Yeah. It's just about that bad. Yeah.
I didn't want to get it done for copyright. Otherwise, it was
What's the song that you sent me a year ago or so? It was Love's a Roller Coaster.
Oh,
that's a singles song.
Oh, what's his name?
Ohio Players?
Ronan Keaton. That's the dude. I forgot about him.
Right. That's a quality song right there.
Roller coaster, just gotta ride it.
You sent me that saying oh, this song's terrible, and I keep listening to it, and I listened to it for about 10 seconds, and I'm like, God damn it, I'm gonna download this.
Oh yeah, he was in a boy band called Boyzone back in the day.
Boyzone?
Yep.
Did you swipe right on that one too?
Was that the one that Robbie Williams was in, or no?
No, that was Take That.
Okay.
Boyzone had Boyzone was the first band to have a guy come out gay, and it was all over the news. It was big. It was
as opposed to just assumed when it comes to Backstreet Boys and the other ones. I'll tell you what, I've got more Backstreet Boys and NSYNC music than I probably should, because that music is fucking fantastic. Tearing Up My Heart's one of my top 10 favorite songs. That's awesome. We have one more question from Silent Wind of Doom, actually. I was going to
Jesus, Silent Wind of Doom, enough.
What WWE merchandise do you own? I have a Randy Savage Funko Pop, and a Hulk Hogan Halloween costume that I got for doing like promotional stuff for the websites, and that is it.
Didn't you get a loot crate?
Oh wow.
No, I never got a loot crate.
Oh,
I was supposed to get a slam crate.
That's what I meant.
To do.
Slam crate.
Yeah, and then they decided that they changed up their policies, and then they never got back to me, and I was like, all right, well, fuck you guys then. But I own like photos that I got signed as a kid. Sandman smashed a beer can over his head and then signed it and gave it to me, so I have that. But that's not merchandise; it's just memorabilia. I really want to buy a WWE Championship belt, but that's like fucking $1,000. I ain't spending that much money on that.
Just steal it off Dace.
He only has the United States, which he bought when Ryder won. Yeah, I don't own anything else. I used to only wear wrestling shirts back in like 5th grade. And I've not bought a single thing any of the times I've been to a show. I've never ordered anything from WWE shop. None of that kind of stuff.
I own a Dolph Ziggler t-shirt. I own a Seth Rollins t-shirt, a Sting t-shirt, a bog standard NXT t-shirt, and I think the Daniel Bryan retirement t-shirt. Which
I own, let's see, it's like souvenir cups when you go to the shows and you get the large soda. I have those souvenir cups. I have a tote bag that I bought there. A bunch of t-shirts. I have the NXT shirt, also the generic NXT shirt. John Cena shirt, a Royal Rumble shirt. I have a t-shirt that I won off a radio contest. Almost 30 years ago. It was for the movie No Holds Barred with Hulk Hogan. Radio had a contest. I called up and I won, and I got a signed by Hulk Hogan t-shirt from the movie. So that's kind of cool.
What does it say on it? Just
something. It's just the terrible picture of them, Hulk Hogan and Zeus facing each other. It says No Holds Barred, and it's just Hogan just signed his name is all.
It's not congrats, whoever you are.
No.
My brother's reaction to the Seth Rollins t-shirt was great because when I opened it up from the packaging, because I got delivered from WWE shop, is the John Cena parody shirt. The one you can't see me.
Oh, okay, that one, yeah.
Yep. Yeah. I took it out of the packaging. My brother was like, "Where the fuck have you got a John Cena shirt for, you fucking child?" I was like, "It's not. It's Seth Rollins, dude." And I unraveled it. He's like, "Oh, all right, that's pretty cool." I was like, "Damn fucking A, it is."
That's why you give him the whole "you can't see me" thing and just start going boo boo doo boo.
My favorite part of that shirt is the on the sleeves, where it says hustle, loyalty, respect.
Yeah.
On the actual shirt itself, it says hustle, loyalty, blah 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 blah. It's great. Love that
blah
shit.
blah blah.
Next time I go to an event, I might try to pick something up. Depends. They're gonna apparently do I think it's Raw. It might be SmackDown though. It might be Raw though. I don't remember for sure. The one before WrestleMania this year is going to be in Philly, so we're trying to look for tickets right now. You said you're going to SmackDown next week, right?
Yeah, I'm going to the Go Home show for Royal Rumble for SmackDown this coming week.
That should be fun.
So in the comments below, let me know what I should take a sign of. That's my question to you guys. What should I put on my sign? I might be on TV. I'm going to be on the hard camera side. So
Becky Lynch, this is Shaun's number. Give him a call. That's what you should have on your sign.
Okay, we'll see.
Yeah.
Not doing that.
So let's start getting into Peter Piccinini's questions that we have here. Peter sent in quite a bit. We're not going to do every single one of them. Some of them we've addressed before. Some of them I just gave an answer on the website and stuff like that. Number one, what kind of Money in the Bank do you like better? The WWE version where people climb the ladder, they get one time a year to cash in, that kind of a thing. The TNA Feast for Fired, where you've got the different briefcases for the different championships and then the Fired one. Or the Lucah Underground, 7 competitors, get medallion, the Gift of the Gods title, that kind of a thing. I'm not even aware of what the Lucah Underground one is, but as much as I kind of think that the Feast or Fired thing is sort of interesting, I got to go Money in the Bank. It's so much simpler, and it's usually the most effective thing to do is to go the simpler route.
Yeah, I'm not really familiar with the Lucha Underground version. I do know about the Feast or Fired, but also have to go with the WWE's Money in the Bank, the briefcase. I think that works best.
I think it's kind of weird. Go ahead, John.
I haven't watched an episode of Lucah Underground, so I have no fucking idea. And I would say I prefer the TNA's version because it keeps you guessing on who's going to get fired. Well, that's just
Do you guys
me.
think that it's weird that ever since WWE did this Money in the Bank, other companies have done the same idea, and they've not even tried to think of a way to get around it? They've just been like, yeah, briefcase. Briefcase means cash in for titles now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give OTW credit for this. The OTW is the independent wrestling organization that I work with in the New Jersey kind of area. And their version of it is that they do a championship trophy. And it's called the Soul Survivor tournament. And when you get to the end of it, you are the sole survivor. And you've got an actual trophy that you carry around. And it's like, it's the same basic concept that you can cash in at any time, but at least it's not a briefcase. Like, there's no inherent thing with briefcase except for Money in the Bank. And when you change it from Money in the Bank to something else, then it's like, why are you carrying around a briefcase, you know?
So your thing is like King of the Ring mixed with Money in the Bank.
Kind of, yeah.
That's pretty fly.
I think it should be a magical amulet that you have to wear around your neck.
I have no idea what goes on in Lucha Underground. I really should just like watch that and just see what the hell it's up to.
Isn't it going under? That's the last time I heard.
Well, it already is under. It's underground. I actually legitimately a minute ago got a message on Facebook from another joke I said to somebody, and his reference is, "You better be drunk with that joke." It's just like, nah, it's just a good one. He's got a picture of his dog on his shoulder, and he says, "I got a new scarf." And I said, "What is it made out of? Wolf?" Instead of wool.
For fuck's sake.
Oy.
Question 2. Do you think that the Rumble should be bigger with the two brands?
No.
No.
I say yes. I read up an article about how it should be a 60-man.
60?
Mm-hmm.
Fuck me. 60?
What the fuck is that? Like 15 from Raw, 15 from SmackDown, and 20 from fucking NXT, is it?
Now, if you count the amount of people that are available on the roster right now, they have almost 60 people that they can do without even working with the champions or the injured people or throwing the women in there. You can do a 60-man easily if you bring in like a couple outsiders, like the returning legends or whatever, or some people from NXT, or that's not even counting the cruiserweights too. If you count the cruiserweights and NXT people and the main roster people, you have just about 100 that you can pick.
But with 30 people, you still know that there's a handful of them in there that you're like, there's no way that person's ever winning. There's no way that person's ever winning. So if you expand it to 60, a good 2/3 of them, have absolutely no chance of winning.
Yeah, but that could be kind of fun because then those people are the ones that you relegate to like comedic spots. And then you can make more than just one or two people look like standout people.
We're already going to have James Ellsworth in the damn thing. That's not enough comedy for you?
He's winning it. The match itself is an hour long, so having it more than 30 minutes is going to take that to like, I don't know, an extra 10 minutes per entrant, isn't it?
It would put it over the 2-hour mark, but my suggestion is you change it from 90 seconds to 60. That offsets the whole thing. Then it's 60 men, 60 minutes. It's a little bit more balanced of an equation.
60. I'd be okay with them doing 40 again, but 60 I think is way too much.
No,
I say try it one time. If it doesn't work, you never do it again.
They did try it one time.
They did the 40, but they didn't do the 60. And I thought the 40-man was cool. They ended up having a couple extra people pop up.
Oh, yeah, it was so cool. Del Rio won it.
Well, that part sucks, but we had Diesel in that one. That was amazing. And Booker T. Was that the one with Santino? Oh, no, that wasn't. That was the one where Santino was the end. What was the one where Santino was locking up with Mick Foley?
I forget.
It was the Snake against Taco. It might have been the next year after that.
2015?
No, not 15. Maybe 13. I don't know. Whatever it was, that wasn't the same one, so I'm thinking of the wrong thing anyway.
I don't know.
It should feel to me, though, like it's bigger now that we have the two brands. With the 30-man, I'm looking at the list the other day, and I'm sitting there thinking about, trying to do my predictions and write up some notes down and whatever, and it's like a lot of these people aren't going to be on the card at all because they don't have enough room for them, and that's kind of shitty. Like American Alpha might not even be in this.
Wouldn't you rather 15 good Raw superstars and 15 good SmackDown superstars than a bunch of fucking shit guys versus a bunch of shit guys?
Well, you know they're going to put shit guys in there no matter what, so might as well throw them all in there and have them get real quick eliminations. They can all be like Bushwhacker or Luke or Butch or whichever one was real quick, or the Warlord, where they're all like, under that minute.
Titus O'Neil. How they fucked that up.
Well, he's not even in it this year yet, so he's getting a head start on that one, I guess. Question we're on, if this is before the Rumble, who would you like, and who do you think will be surprise entrances in the Royal Rumble? I think Shaq, Batista, and Triple H. I think I might have written an article about this. I don't know. I've written so many of them. But Ty Dillinger as number 10. I really want that to happen.
That's got to happen, right?
I hope so. I don't think it will, but I hope so. I'm pretty sure everybody's on the same page with Kenny Omega, right?
Yeah.
It'd be cool, but it's probably not going to happen.
It's not going to happen.
I was really hoping for Angle, but once they announced him for the Hall of Fame, I'm not sure how that's going to, if that makes it more or less likely to happen.
Less likely, I would assume.
That's what I'm thinking.
I don't think that's happening either.
It's a shame, because I really wanted Kurt Angle on this show, but...
I thought for the longest time that Samoa Joe was going to be in there, but now I don't. Now I think he's only interfering in the title match.
Oh, no, I think he's going to be in the Rumble. I do think he's going to be in the Rumble. I would not be surprised to see Carlito show up.
I would love Carlito to pop back up, especially if he forms a stable with Epico and Primo, because they fucking need him.
Yes, they do.
So bad. I don't think Finn Balor is going to be ready yet. So that
Backlund, man.
We were talking about Backlund. Backlund could very well end up showing up on this. Especially now that Darren Young's injured.
I think Finn Balor will be in it.
No. He's already come out and said he's still injured. He's still rehabbing his shoulder.
That's kayfabe, dude.
Yeah, we'll see.
I'd love to see Shelton Benjamin be ready. I don't think he is, though.
Oh, God. Yeah. You got more chance of Tommy showing up.
Of who?
Hideo Itami.
Oh, Tommy. I thought you said just of Tommy. I'm like, who's Tommy?
Tommy Dreamer.
Yeah, Tommy Dreamer. There we go.
He could. I hope not, but he could. MVP is another one. I would love to see MVP back.
Oh, God, no.
Nah. I never liked him.
Chris Masters, man.
Oh, fuck Chris Masters. I'm beyond that. I can't really think of anybody else. Oh, Barrett would be great. Yeah.
That would be good.
That would be fantastic. Tyler Bates, I'd love to see him turn up. Not gonna happen.
So that people could start chanting things that I can't understand. Tyler, it's made. But it's like, what the fuck is the rhythm of this?
Give us a wave, Tyler Bates.
I don't expect any of the UK guys to show up in it. I don't think so.
Which is a shame.
Which of the cruiserweights do you think might be in it?
I don't think any of them.
None of them?
Neville.
I think Neville's just doing that cruiserweight title match, and that's it. I don't think they're going to... They will eventually bring in cruiserweights, I'm sure. But this year, I think they're going to try to separate them as much as possible. We haven't seen any crossover yet between them. It's only been people that have gone from the main roster to the cruiserweight division and then stuck there.
Yeah.
Unless you're Sin Cara, then you went back. But
Jerry Lawler's going to eliminate Dolph Ziggler. I'm calling it now.
I'd be okay with that.
Yeah, makes sense.
And then they're going to have a match at WrestleMania, and I'm going to shoot myself.
I hope that does not happen.
Yeah, the only person who's outside of the normal spectrum that's going to wrestle at WrestleMania is Shane. Shane McMahon versus The Miz. Guaranteed.
Yeah, I can see that.
I want Miz to be in the fucking title picture.
No, he's got no chance.
Who's the manliest woman?
Nia Jax?
Nia Jax. She'll pop up.
I can see that.
Yeah, that's a possibility. They've had Chyna, they've had Karma, and they've had Beth Phoenix.
Beth Phoenix, yeah.
So they could put Nia Jax in there. I don't think this year, though. Maybe next year. But she could. You know, what if, this is totally not something that I expect is going to happen, but what if Emelina pops up there?
Oh, God. I was going to say Ronda Rousey.
You mean in the actual Rumble?
Yeah.
Oh, no way.
No,
that'd be hilarious though, because that one of Peter's questions is, when do you think that she'll debut? It's been 3 months, I think, since they started this shit, and it's like I would never expect it to happen. So, what if like she keeps saying you don't have to wait that much longer, and it's like this is the next big thing that's happening. But I mean, I'm not really fucking assuming that that's gonna happen, but it would be something that I'd be like, okay, what, Her makeover was a little bit different than I expected. Now she's swiping on Tinder. When do you guys think that she will debut, though? Might as well answer that question while I bring that up.
I think Emelina will debut the night after WrestleMania, Raw after WrestleMania.
Oh, man, if they drag it out that much longer, I'm going to be so pissed.
I still reckon it's a stupid name. Why can't you just leave it as Emma? Probably, I would say... After the Rumble, I would say. The Raw after Rumble.
I could see that being the case.
Hell, she probably won't even turn up on Raw. She'll probably turn up on SmackDown just for shits and giggles.
She pops up on TNA.
Just to replace Eva Marie.
Well, Eva should be coming back at some point, too. She's been long gone for a while. I don't know what's up with that one.
There you go. Eva Marie wins the Royal Rumble.
Crazier things could happen.
Be a bigger pop than what Batista, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah, that's true. This is a random question from Peter. Is it just me, or does Big Cass look like Tarzan?
Sure.
Which Tarzan, though? Are we talking the Tarzan TV series character, Tarzan the Disney character, or Tarzan the new Disney character?
Tarzan the Skarsgård character. I didn't see that movie. Did you guys see that?
Nope.
It's supposed to be awful. My sister watched 30 minutes of it and turned it off.
I wanted to see it because Margot Robbie's in it, Sam Jackson's in it, Christoph Waltz is in it. But when it came around to watching it, I was just like, no, I got other shit I got to do. And then I just never bothered with it. And I have way too many movies to catch up on now. It's like that's far, beyond my priority. Still got to watch Moonlight. Still got to watch Hacksaw Ridge. Just watched Arrival the other day. That was pretty good.
I know this is out of context, right? But when is Wonder Woman out?
That is July, if I remember correctly.
Oh, that's all right. I thought it was at the end of January. That's fine.
No. The first comic book movie is Logan, I think, in March.
No, that's supposed to be really good. What I viewed.
That's looking pretty good. Go check out my movie trailer reaction if you want to check that out. That's up.
Oh, I will.
Fucking,
I will, Tony. Where do I have to go, though?
You'd have to go to the internet. Fanboys Anonymous. That's where
I've heard of that.
The internets. What other question we on here is skip for the other thing we're at. Is Sheamus and Cesaro the new Hell No? Have they been given a name? If not, what name would you give them? I have no idea what name that they should get. I can't think of a jack shit.
To quote Mr. Drew White, don't ask us, ask WWE.
Hey, guys.
I don't fucking know. Swiss and Ginge. There we go.
Swiss and Ginge. I thought Double and Burn. It's the capitals of their two countries are from. Double and Burn.
And then you have like that fire in the background.
Yep. There you go. It writes itself.
Right,
I'm assuming they're losing those tag titles sooner than later. I don't think that they would really invest that much time in them with the name.
Oh, man. I think they're going to go all the way. I think they're going to break New Day's record. What are you on about?
That ain't happening. Another question we have here. Do you think that Ellsworth is going to take over the comedy role and be more like Santino? Yeah.
Probably. He's already overused, in my opinion, though.
I don't think he's going to be as funny in the long run, but I think that's what they're trying to go for.
How is he overused, man? How is he overused? Explain this to me.
Because he's on the show every week now.
Well, yeah, he's a major part of the roster.
So that's the problem. A little bit goes a long way.
When he first started out,
but yeah.
When he first started out and he was more like what the good Santino stuff was, I liked it a lot. Now he's starting to get a little bit into Hornswoggle territory.
Is
where
it
it's just
because
a
he's
little
got
annoying.
an on-screen relationship with Carmella? Is that what it is?
Man, fist bump for that guy. He's being able to deal with that,
I'm just glad he's
even
no
more
longer.
so to Cass.
I'm glad he's no longer in the main event picture.
Yeah, it's good. Until he wins the Royal Rumble.
That'd be class. That'd be amazing. No, I want Bob Backlund to win it, goddammit. Yeah.
Let's see. We have. Do you think that the Hype Bros were supposed to beat the Wyatts for the tag titles? Drop them to some team like Van Ascension. Is that the hybrid of Vaudevillains and the Ascension? Or Roper? What's Roper? Rowan Harper? What?
Mr. Roper.
American Alpha supposed to win it at Mania. I don't know about all the other specifics behind it, but no, I don't think that the Hype Bros were going to win the tag titles from the Wyatts. I think that they were going to be fed to the Wyatt family.
Yep, I agree.
I figure American Alpha probably was going to beat them for it down the line, and it was just going to happen like another month from like offset from what had happened. And then the Hype Bros got injured, and then they said, fuck it, let's just do it now. I think that's what they just did.
Who is SmackDown Tag Team Champions at the moment?
American Alpha.
That's the one. That's the hammer.
Gable.
So if they haven't announced it for the main, I bet they're going to defend the titles on the pre-show, if anything.
Probably, I would assume, more than anything else, unless they do that with the Gallows and Anderson. But that's a strange thing, though. Gallows and Anderson aren't in the Royal Rumble yet, but Cesaro and Sheamus are. That's suspicious.
Oh, God. Can you imagine Sheamus win the Royal Rumble again?
Ugh.
No, don't do it.
If New Day didn't have the record to break, do you think that the club would have been tag champs by now? Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Definitely. Not even like in question. They definitely would have won those tag titles.
There's no reason they should have been looking so weak for so long. It really hurt them.
Mm-hmm.
They're really having to do a lot of rehab now to build up their momentum again.
Now, I still argue that it's better that they did that to give New Day that record, because I think that that's better in the long run.
Mm-hmm.
But the club, even when they split from AJ Styles and they were still trying to keep the momentum going, they're not good enough on their own. They need AJ. Or Kenny Omega.
Or
Bring
Finn.
him in,
I think they'd be better as a trio than just as the pair of them.
I have, I think, 2 more questions left if I'm looking at my right list here. Who did better in UFC, Ronda Rousey in her return match or CM Punk in his debut? Which one is more WWE bound? Ronda Rousey, I would say by now.
For both, I would say Ronda.
Both, yeah.
I don't think we'll see CM Punk back in WWE for at least 5 to 8 years at the earliest. But even then, I think that's being really optimistic. I would not be surprised if he never, ever returned.
Mm-hmm. And I don't think that they're going to give him a Hall of Fame thing yet where he just kind of like, let bygones be bygones and come back. I don't think they're going to do that. I think that there's too much ill will.
Mm-hmm.
He'll probably come back when Triple H offs himself.
That'll be a while.
Yeah.
As far as the other question, though, who did better, Ronda Rousey in her return match or Punk in his debut? I didn't see the Rousey match, but Punk, man, he got his ass whooped.
Yeah, sure did.
Yeah,
I would assume she's at least got, more positive stuff built up from having a good career in there that people will be like, oh, well, she's been out of it for a little bit or something. But Punk was just like, that was just laughable. Of course, he did better than I would. I'd fucking trip and fall on my face when I was stepping into the place. But, I'd go Rousey still looks better.
Yes, she does.
Yes.
Never been the biggest fan of her when it comes to that. Overrated, I think, but
that's what a paper bag is for.
Final question here. We have 6 mailbags ago. You asked me to ask you the same question 6 months later. Kudos to you for remembering this. I didn't. So, what do you think of the draft? I am still annoyed about it.
Mm-hmm.
I think that they're stretching stories out way too long. Some things are boring as all hell. I think that you look at stuff like, say, like Breezango. what have they done on SmackDown? They're in no better position right now, having split the roster, than when they were on Monday Night Raw. So you can't even argue that it's better for everybody. It's better for some people. Like The Miz has been doing great because they actually give him time.
Mm-hmm.
And now we have like Alexa Bliss as champion. She wouldn't have gotten the time to actually be a champion if they still are just so up Charlotte's ass. But look at Emelina. We were just talking about that. 3-4 months later, they still haven't figured out a spot for her. Give me a break.
I think it shows how thin each roster is. It makes the shows seem weaker overall. On Raw, if you tune into Raw, you know the main event is going to be some combination of Kevin Owens versus Roman Reigns and Chris Jericho versus Seth Rollins, or Owens versus Rollins and Reigns versus Jericho, or a tag team match between the four of them. It's the same shit week in, week out.
Yeah.
So
now they're like, well, let's throw a little bit different. Let's throw Zayn and Strowman in, and then it's like, okay, so then that means Roman versus Strowman and Zayn against Jericho. It's just the same 6 people then.
Yep. It's the same with SmackDown though. You got the likes of AJ Styles versus Dean Ambrose, or AJ Styles versus Dolph Ziggler, or AJ Styles versus whoever the flavor of the month is. Which is
at least Cena's back now, so.
But at least AJ Styles can actually cut a promo and can wrestle on like Roman Reigns. So that's something.
I'm getting more and more anti-Roman Reigns as things go on.
See, it's not me. See, I hated Roman before it was cool.
See, I'm on the opposite page. I like Roman. I just really, really want him to turn heel. Please turn heel.
God, I went from waiting forever, like the John Cena guys who want John Cena to turn heel.
No way. Roman Reigns is going to be heel by this time next year.
Although I do like shit stirring Cena. It's great.
Yeah, that really was just like a little bit different.
Oh, he said that about your wife. Oh.
It's gotten to a point now where, I mean, I was cheering for Roman Reigns to win the 2015 Royal Rumble, and of course I was getting these death glares in Philly. Now I am so worried that he's going to win that Universal Championship, and it's going to put such a sour note all over WrestleMania if he does. Yet, at the same time, I like John Cena, and I am totally fine with him winning the championship if he does. So it's like this weird, like, slow burn where I went from liking Roman Reigns to going and defending him over and over and over again, and it's wearing me down the more that they keep doing this. And now it's getting more and more where I'm going from the one side where I was going with, like, no, everybody's bitching and complaining too much, and now I'm like, yeah, I kind of get it. And then over the years, John Cena's been more and more of like, he's not that bad. And it all started with the Brock Lesnar match. That was the first match where I was like, fuck him up, Cena. And then ever since then, I've been more and more willing to accept John Cena the way that he is. And now I'm just kind of like, give him all the fucking belts. Who cares?
Oh, yeah.
Give everybody that I like the belts.
I want him to break Ric Flair's record just because.
Oh yeah, I want him to not only break it, I want him to beat it by a couple.
Oh yeah,
that'd be great.
Destroy it. Just give him the 20 times or 30 times or something.
I'd be up for 20-time champ. Mm-hmm. I think he deserves it. I think that he's amazing in the grand scheme of things.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the brand split, it's bugging me. It's still problematic in a lot of ways, and now that they're talking about that they're going to add new designs for the US and the IC titles because they want to make everything look like it's got this blue strap and stuff, that's gross.
Yeah.
That's even more of a reason not to like the brand split, because you're going to fuck up the Intercontinental Championship. You're going to make it some ugly ass design. I mean, if they keep the plaque itself and then they switch the strap in the background, I'm still going to dislike it because I don't like the blue straps. But at least that would be better than if they changed the actual metal part.
They're going to change it so every title looks the same. They're going to have the same shape, but with a different centerpiece. The Intercontinental Championship is going to have, I don't know, like all the Intercontinental countries in the middle, like the UK title does. And the United States title will be exactly the same as the Intercontinental, but with the US country planted dead in the middle.
I'd be okay with a different design for the US title, but I don't want them to change Intercontinental. Oh, and oh God, now I'm just thinking about it now. They're probably gonna give the United States title a red, white, and blue strap.
Oh yeah.
Oh God, that'd be terrible.
Oh, that would be so gross. Even if it's like on the inside part, it's still just don't do it. That might look okay if it's a red strap, and they have like predominantly blue and white coloring on the inside, but it's still gonna look tacky.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh. Fucking brand split, man. None of this would have happened when we had the fucking roster was all the same. We had one world champion, 2 mid-card champions, 1 women's champion, and 1 tag champion. It was perfect the way that it was.
Though the SmackDown titles do look better than the Raw titles.
Yeah, they do, but not that much better. You give me a black strap, you change the stupid Spartan heads, and you maybe keep the silver. Maybe. I don't know.
And the SmackDown women's title looks fantastic.
That's the second best belt that they have, I think.
Yeah.
I'd go the World Heavyweight Championship right now, the WWE Championship, I mean, as number 1, and then the SmackDown Women's is number 2.
And Intercontinental is going to be exactly the same, but green.
Oh, Intercontinental number 2. And then, yeah.
Oh, God, can you imagine that? Ugh.
I'm a fan of the UK title.
I'm a fan of the UK title.
That's a pretty good one. Yeah, I like that. Black strap, good like gold design. Nothing that's like gaudy.
If it ever comes on WWE Shop, I would be buying it.
Oh, it's got to be at some point. Imagine how many people from the UK are going to want to buy that shit.
Chris,
they're stupid if they don't put that out there, and it's ridiculous.
I would buy the European title if they ever reproduce it.
Don't they still have that on there?
They do, but it's expensive. I ain't paying.
Well, if they ever
go to
reproduce
Toys R Us or go to your local toy store and get the small version. There you go.
No, I don't want the small version. I want the proper version.
The one that's made out of foam.
But I want the Bulldog's nameplate on it though.
Why not yours?
Because I would never be able to hold that title. Whereas the Bulldog did, I want authenticity.
Alrighty, guys. Well, those are our mailbag answers for the things that you guys submitted for January. If you were a little bit late on the game for the deadline and you still have some questions you want us to answer, and it's something that we can answer really quick, drop your comments below, or at the very least, drop your comments when it comes to your answers for these if you want to, and make sure that you timestamp too so we know what you're referencing. And start sending in your questions for the February edition. I'm not too sure when we're going to do that, but since we have a little bit less days in February, it's probably going to come up a little bit sooner than later. And then we got the 2 pay-per-views, so it's got to somehow work in the mix when it comes to those 2. It might be the middle of the month instead of the end. I don't know. But make sure that you do all the kind of stuff that we usually do here. Subscribe and follow us and all that other kind of crap. I don't need to do my plugs a million times. You know them by now. But these 2 guys should do their plugs because they don't do them as often as I do. So, Kalen, anything you want to promote?
Yeah, I'm on Twitter at Kalen Ferris. Make sure you go and check out on Facebook Northwest Ohio Wrestling. And also let me know in the comments below what you think I should put on a sign to take to SmackDown this week.
Make it as profane as you possibly can.
Yeah, try to get me kicked out of the arena if you could. Thanks.
Yeah.
Becky Lynch, this is Shaun's number. He will send you nudes.
Then you get a message later. Hey, this is Becky. How about them nudes? And then you clam up and you go, I just need to use water fountain.
I draw a picture of that big giant penis on it. There you go. And I'll get kicked out.
You send her nudes of other people. You send her a Google image search of Riley Reid.
I'm trying to avoid it this year. I watched it way too much last year. She was my number 1 gal last year, according to my internet search.
Mm-hmm. It keeps track for you?
Well, I keep a spreadsheet on it. The year before it was Sarah Stone. This year it was Riley Reid. So,
well, do you want to promote the spreadsheet? Is there any way people can find that?
No, that's on my personal hard drive.
It's not a Google Doc that you're going to share anybody with a link.
No, I don't want to know. I don't want people knowing how many times a day I do it. It's a lot. And if you want my Twitter, it's Shaun is God. There you go. I changed it to that.
How do you spell it?
It's SHAUGHNESSY2K37.
Do you see the comment of the week this week?
I did. I replied. Did you not see my comment?
God, I haven't seen
sometimes
that.
I don't get the notifications for those comments. Not Facebook. YouTube's really stupid like that.
I'll have to go back and check that out.
It's who was it? Was it Declan or was it
Guest 5?
Guest 5.
Yeah. It was
shout outs, Guest 5.
Wait, you know when Wago said, "I'll give us your best attempt."
Right. Yeah.
It was Shaun is gay, all in one word. Fucking cunt. It's a good thing you're not a woman.
Why?
Or are you? I don't know. I'll swipe right.
Apparently.
Well, that's a good way to end this episode. Tell us what you guys think about it in the comments below, and stay tuned for everything else that'll be coming your way from the channel and the website over the next bunch of days. We've got the NXT TakeOver predictions coming up sometime soon. I'm not too sure when we're going to knock that out. We have the Royal Rumble predictions, which we're going to try to figure that out at some point if we're going to do like the predictions contest again, which there's nothing on the line, but whatever, why not? We've got obviously lots of different coverage for that over the next couple of days or so. Eventually we're going to be doing our post shows for those two events. That's all coming well after we do the hot tags and the Ask Him for next week. That's the next two things that you're going to see from us. And if you have not checked out that contest and you want your own little WWE Funko Pop merchandise, then go do that. But I think that's it for us for now. So thank you for listening, everybody. This has been another Smark Out Moment, and we're being counted out.